Small businesses are rapidly adopting artificial intelligence to take over the heavy lifting of customer service, scheduling, and lead qualification. For most companies, the journey starts by logging into a third-party website, signing up for a monthly cloud subscription, and running these automations through web dashboards. But relying completely on someone else's servers creates an immediate operational bottleneck. If your internet connection flickers, or an employee simply closes their laptop for the day, your AI workforce immediately clocks out. This animated diagram shows exactly what happens in a cloud-only setup. When processing a private patient inquiry or sensitive financial invoice, raw details leave your building, travel across the internet, and get processed inside a massive shared server farm. You also run into escalating monthly bills. These cloud services frequently charge per user or base their pricing on usage tiers, meaning a sudden spike in customer traffic results in unpredictable costs. And because you are sharing that server space with thousands of other businesses, your system often slows down with processing delays, right in the middle of peak business hours. When you rely entirely on the cloud, you aren't building a permanent operational asset. You are renting a temporary service that exposes your private data and relies on a fragile connection. The alternative to that endless rental cycle is anchoring your automation on a physical device you actually own, like the askingAi mini PC. By starting with a dedicated piece of hardware, you establish a fixed cost foundation. You buy the unit once, rather than paying an escalating software subscription month after month. It also completely solves the downtime problem. A dedicated mini PC sits quietly on a desk and runs 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It doesn't matter if your staff goes home or if their laptops run a required software update. Since this machine isn't sharing resources with other companies, 100% of its processor, memory, and storage is reserved entirely for your own workflows. There is no peak hour slowdown. This blueprint maps out how data residency works in a local setup. A central command center connects directly downward into your local private systems, like your CRM and internal files, keeping all that sensitive information locked securely within your own perimeter. By bringing the brain of your operations inside the building, you eliminate the risk of a dropped connection, and you create an always-on fortress for your business intelligence. Owning your hardware doesn't mean you have to cut yourself off from modern, powerful AI models. Instead, it allows you to build a hybrid AI architecture. A desktop-sized computer doesn't need the massive processing tower required to host a multi-billion parameter language model entirely on its own hard drive. This expanded diagram shows how the connection works. The secure local perimeter now includes a controlled, specific API pathway. The local hub only reaches upward to external cloud AI services when a task requires complex reasoning. Let's trace how this operates in the real world. Imagine an emergency customer call comes in at 2 in the morning. Your local hub captures that initial request immediately. To figure out how to handle the emergency, the local hub sends a tiny signal packet up the API pathway. It asks the cloud to process the logic of the request, sending only the prompt itself without attaching any raw databases or identifying customer files. The cloud does the heavy thinking and sends back a set of instructions. Once the local hub receives those instructions, it executes the actual scheduling action entirely on-premise. The customer's private details never leave the building. Dividing the labor this way gives you the processing power of a massive cloud model while keeping total control over the security of your data. Shifting to a hybrid setup completely changes how a business operates on a day-to-day level. You are taking artificial intelligence out of a temporary browser tab and turning it into a tangible piece of infrastructure. It becomes a permanent asset that you command. This physical asset allows medical practices to triage patient appointments or financial services to organize receipts overnight, all while maintaining strict regulatory privacy standards. The result is absolute data privacy, predictable operating costs, and a guaranteed 24/7 business activity. To build a truly modern automated business, you need the intelligence that the cloud provides. But to do it safely, you must take physical ownership of the hardware.